Today I will show you how to make this VHS glitch effect. Yo, it's Bovikas here and let's begin. Alright, so here I have a clip from the one and only Ghost Killer music video of this girl smoking, and now we can just start making this effect. Now this effect will be split into a lot of parts. At the end it will basically look like this. You will have a lot of layers, I'm not gonna lie. So this is not a simple effect to make, for sure. It's not going to be just a little drag and drop effect, you know, but we will make it and it's absolutely worth to make this effect. So what I'm gonna do actually now is I'm gonna press Ctrl D on this clip to just have it twice here. I'm gonna press Ctrl D again here. I just want to extend it here. I'm gonna have this effect for 13 frames, so from 5.8 to 5.21. And now I just start making the effect. So the first thing we need to do is press Ctrl Y to make a new adjustment layer. And here we need to add a free plugin which is called Omino Diffusion. And here what I like to do is I'm just going to keyframe the error across and error aside, and I'll leave it like this for now. And I'll also press Ctrl Shift D to cut this out and delete this part. I just want to cut this place up to the clip size, so right here, you know. And now we can add another adjustment layer by pressing Ctrl Y, and here we can add STV damage. Now this effect does require the Sapphire plugin, so you do need to have the Sapphire plugin, I guess, but this is not a completely necessary effect. And I like to make the reception master to just 0 completely, and I like to go to fast forward amount, and this is the fun part. I like to make this to 0.32 and then go to fast forward details, and here I like to make it at the start to 0, the band shift to 0.46, and this one to 0.06. Now we're basically just constructing these VHS lines. You will see what I mean in a moment, but I will just now keyframe the band frequency. And now we need to add arguably the most important effect here, signal. And with signal, you will already start to see this mad look. I mean, that is cool. But what I like to do here is I like to go to limit modulation and I like to turn off the tape errors and turn on and off. So both of these just gotta go. And now go to TV distortion, and this is the fun one. This is where you make your little glitch. Now you can abuse this as much as you want. You can like tune define distortion to get like these lines. You can make the frick distortion even here like different, and you will distort that. I mean, this is really cool, and I usually like to use this for my glitches. But what I'm going to do now at the start is I'm just gonna keyframe the roll speed right here, and I will add fast box blur. This does not require a plugin, so, you know, let's go, finally. And here, let's make the blur radius to 2. And I basically add this effect to just delete a lot of the mess that was happening around here, and it just makes it blurrier and more damaged, so I really like this effect. So what I like to do is I like to press U, and we will see every keyframe that we made, and let's press U on the below layer right here. I'm actually going to call the below layer diffusion, and the upper layer I'll call it VHS. I just wanna, it gets a bit confusing. Alright, and now let's go 1-2 frames forward and drag this right here. The error aside needs to be dragged right here. Now let's go 1 frame forward, and here I like to change the error aside. So it's going to actually be a bit different for you sometimes, because I'm pretty sure this matters on the type of your clip, like the clip colors and everything like that, and the darkness. So this will be probably different for you, but I like to extend this until I get to see this screen. So for me, 0.49 worked here, but sometimes 0.51 works as well, like this. You know, it just, yeah, this is like a random number just to make this screen pop up. Like, this is like some noise screen. And now let's go 1 more frame forward, and I will just keyframe it right here at the same keyframe value. And now let's go 1 more frame forward, and here I like to make the error side to 0.22. So let's go 1 frame forward again, and here we're going to use the error across finally. So here I like to make it to 0.6, and now we can finally start to see it. So look how the previous frames actually look now. Oh yeah, like this one gets a bit messed up. So like this one you really need to mess around a bit more with. I'm just gonna keep it at 0.51, and it might fix itself later on. But yeah, this is kind of unpredictable, this effect, that's the problem. But that's still a cool glitch in my opinion. And here at this frame as well, I like to go to the VHS layer, and I like to make the roll speed to 3. Now you can already tell what it did. It rolled it like down, I guess. So that's pretty cool. And now I actually like to go 1-2 frames forward, and here I like to make the roll speed incredibly high, like 74. And what this will basically do is like it will make a little bit of a twitch right here. It will look kind of fast right there. So I really like that little twitch. And then let's go 1 frame forward, and here I like to make it to 0. But then on the other frame forward, I will make it to 22. It's also gonna be kind of fast. I just want to have it like glitch a little little bit. And at the end, let's make it to 0. So that's a really cool glitch, and it's popular in the VHS glitches, so I guess I wanted to try it like here. Oh yeah, and let's go to pretty much the last frame right here. I like to make that brand frequency to 2.8. And yeah, now we start to see the actual fast forward in work. We can still keep going to make it look even more like a VHS. So what we can do now is press Ctrl+Y to make another new adjustment layer, and here I'm gonna just cut it up as I usually do. And here I will just add motion tile, and I want to make the output width to 75. Now you might notice that like in VHSs they have these black bars here. And now let's go below it and add another new adjustment layer. And here I want to show you what you can do to mess around even more. So I'm gonna cut this adjustment layer up to just one frame, and I will add omino diffusion again. And you can just add this across your whole like video, just like one frame like this, like maybe one frame added right here. Very random, guys, by the way, just like super random. And now let's make another adjustment layer below the motion tile, and here let's add warp, and here let's go and make it to fisheye, the warp style, and I like to make the bend to 30. Alright, this is my personal preference, but I kind of like it when it's a little bit scaled up like this, you know, like warped, like a fisheye. And now let's also add hue saturation, although you don't need this, by the way. I like to desaturate a bit to like -20, just a little bit less color. And another cool effect you can add is turbulent displace. Now this effect is absolutely amazing, but you have to know how to actually use it. So you need to go to displacement and make it to horizontal displacement. And here you can just keyframe the amount and just mess around like completely. So like you can go to the starting layer or starting frame, I'm sorry, and like you can make it like maybe even like, I don't know, -76 for example. And it will basically have like this little distortion, but it's kind of important to don't have that many of these distortions. So like now we can make it 0. We can press U to see all the keyframes, by the way, and we can go maybe right here. Here we can keyframe it to 0, and here let's make like a big impact, so like 240, and then here make it to 0. Maybe let's go a bit further. I'm just doing random things right now, guys, by the way, so you can just interpret this how you want. Maybe make it 90 here, and maybe like 9 here. Let's go to the ending. Oh yeah, make it 0, make it 9 here as well, and make it huge. I like it to make it huge at the very last frame. I mean, yeah, that is pretty much it for the effect. You know, just do this and you will have an insane VHS glitch effect. I mean, look at that. That is insane. But yeah, this was actually a suggested tutorial, and I really like that idea. And if you want, you can suggest anything in the comments, and I will probably make it because, you know, it's the summer break right now. But if you're not watching this when I'm on my summer break, then you can still suggest, and I'll maybe even make it then. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, then again, please let me know. But anyways, it was fun. Have a fun and productive day. See ya.